I hope Piesel is ready and restream is set, so the race is starting, yeah. Do you want to do the intro?
I can't speak quickly enough to do an intro.
Well, I'm not a native, so I can't either. Go, Sean.
Well, welcome everybody. This is A Link to the Past. You're going to see 4 people play the game as fast as they can and hopefully beat the other one with the same color box around their video feed.
That's what I like to hear, exactly.
Now, for those of you who haven't been following along or just tuning in for the first time, this is a Link to the Past no major glitches race. No major glitches means that they are allowed to use some glitches, but none of the glitches can, for instance, skip a whole dungeon or skip a boss or skip some other needed item to complete the game. There's quite a number of glitches that can do that. In fact, the most powerful one can allow you to beat the game in under 2 minutes. This is the most popular category and the most competitive of all the categories in A Link to the Past. That's probably why we chose this category for the tournament. Most players of the game don't run many other categories other than this one. They'll be completing all the dungeons, and there's various different safeties that they may or may not be taking, so that'll be a point of interest throughout the race. Not much to talk about at the beginning here.
Yeah, Sunrise is already down a heart. He took some damage in the outside, so let's hope he's fine for the ball and chain guard.
Yeah, the first dangerous enemy in the run is certainly the ball and chain trooper, and dying there is a pretty large penalty and sets you back right at the beginning of the race, so hopefully everyone will be able to make it out at least alive.
So I'm not sure if Canis playing on console. It seems like it, but I think 3 are playing on console and Sunrise is playing on emulator right now. Looks like it, so not sure.
Yeah, emulator is allowed for this game, at least proper emulators, ones that attempt to emulate the console as best it can. In A Link to the Past, the most common emulator, SNES 9X, actually loses time to console simply because of the frame rate. It's actually just under 60 frames per second, where the natural Super Nintendo frame rate is just over, like barely over 60 frames a second. So other than that, it's pretty much the same. There's not too much additional advantage offered in this category for emulator.
Yeah. So everyone's gonna find through. Skarsnik kind of low, 1 health only. So he'll be fine when he enters the sewers, but could have some trouble before. Let's hope he's making through. And everybody got the lantern, so no one will be screwed by that. Could happen that you somehow not pick up the lantern. It rarely happens, probably to everyone or every once or something.
Yeah, if you don't realize that you haven't picked up the lantern, you'll get all the way to the ornamental shelf that you need to push, and it doesn't work out for you. Pretty much Zelda tells you that it's dark in there and you should probably go find some form of light.
So let us talk a bit about the runners, about the seeds. I smoke meth daily versus dersunrice. They are seeds 29 and 36, and their PBs are 133 and a high 136. So it's could happen anything. Anyone could win. Like if dersunrice has a good run, his sum of best is under 133 or close to be, and Smoke Meth Daily dies somewhere. Could go either way. So we have not a huge favorite. We have a favorite, of course, because seeding, but not a big one. And for the lower guys, Skarsnik and Canis, it's kind of the equal way. Skarsnik actually has within half a second the same PB as Smoke Meth Daily. He's like half a second ahead his PB. And Canis is a little bit lower, like 20 seconds off Sunrise. So that's a really cool race. Could be a really cool cross race, according to PBs, but anything can happen. Everyone can win this.
Absolutely, yeah. And the difference between the runners within their own respective races, the ones that we're caring about, I Smoke Meth and dersunrice themselves, and then Skarsnik and Canis themselves, it really only takes one bad death on our runners from the left-hand side to even the race out.
Skarsnik has a little bit trouble with the key red. He got a northwest key red. That's unfortunate. That's just bad luck. Lost quite a bunch of time there for that.
It's certainly the most major form of luck in this first segment of the escape. Him going up in the corner is at least a 2-second penalty. More likely more than that. You see, he wasn't able to boomerang the key first try, and other things that can lead to even more time loss.
But everyone is kind of like in the same pace in escape. Like we see 601, 602, 604. Smoke Meth a little bit ahead with a 56, and I think everyone will pick up the Sankard for sure. You definitely should pick up the Sankard at this point of the skill level. There's no way that you want to skip it. It's just 3 seconds. And we're going up to Eastern Palace then. It's a little bit of RNG of the overworld to Eastern Palace, the Octorok field, where you have to react. Sometimes you have to boom or slash once or twice to get through on Harmony, but sometimes you just can walk down and all is perfectly fine.
It sort of feels like parting the Red Sea or something when none of the Octoroks get in your way and you just walk through there as rocks and things are flying around you but not hitting you. I always find it funny. The rest of the overworld, there is a little bit of a execution. They have to handle one of the Armos statues that is in the way, and there's an Octorok there that can be quite pesky. Other than that, it's straightforward to the dungeon, and Eastern Palace itself is a pretty straightforward dungeon. There's only a few tricks that you can do in there to speed it up, and you should be seeing them from all the players. The first one is going to be on the left-hand side of the dungeon. There's a room where 4 Stalfos spawn, and if you spawn them at a specific location in the room, where you are as Link when you begin to spawn them, you can make one appear on top of the pot and one appear out of bounds, which the game says, oh no, you can't do that, you're obstructed. So you end up only spawning 2 of the 4 and only have to kill them. And you end up killing them so quickly that they don't even get to visibly appear on the screen. You just see invisibleness explode.
So let's see if everyone gets it correctly, or we see a third skeleton at some screen. It looks good. Everyone through. Skarsnik is through as well. Nice. We saw a little bit different. I don't know if Skarsnik forgot about that or Smeth might Smeth Smoke Meth.
We should just call him Smeth.
Yeah, right. Picked up a magic paw with a boomerang, and Skarsnik didn't. You can just do it. It's not a time lose. You save about 2 frames because the refill you get after each dungeon. It's just a little time saver, but it doesn't cost any effort, so why not do it? All of the 4 players grabbed the 5 arrow pod actually.
It's a smart move. If you skip that arrow pot, you actually are putting your arrow count in the hands of luck when you get to the boss, and you may not have enough arrows to completely kill the boss with only arrows. And that's a huge time loss, so you'll see most players pick up that 5 pot, even in the higher seedings.
Everyone got kind of good through the BK skip. Sunrise took a heart more damage, but everything fine. So they just damage boosted with the Popo, or whatever it's called. And activated the switch. Intentionally, you should kill every enemy in this room, but you can just skip it with a damage boost. So nobody died there. That's cool. Sunrise actually going quite low. It's half a heart now. Let's hope he's not getting screwed in here. He will be safe, picking up the pot safely, and he will make it through. Actually, Canis is still a little bit ahead of Skarsnik, so Skarsnik has a little bit trouble in the Zelda gamer room, hitting the skeleton.
So it actually only takes 18 arrows to kill Armos, but the idea here is that you want to have some left over going into Desert Palace. You are going to be using the arrows against that boss, Land Mollusk, there as well. So you kind of want to not only have the arrows enough to kill Armos here, but carry them on for the rest of the run. Keep your arrow count nice and high.
So everyone's still kind of on the same pace, within like 5 seconds or something, which is pretty cool. Pretty close race still.
Ideally, you have 10 arrows or more after killing. Looks like everybody was able to have at least decent fight.
Yeah, sometimes you can shoot 19 arrows. because
Oh, yeah.
the bow animation, you can mash and like stop mashing a little bit too late, so you shoot additional arrow. And let's see who will get these Sahasrara rupees. There are 2 different rupee routes in the game in this run, and we see Canis and Smoke Meth will skip it, and Sunrise and Skarsnikus will pick them up. So you see kind of difference right now. These rupees cost about 13 seconds, so they'll be a little bit behind for now, but we'll catch up later.
They also get to get some extra bombs right away if they pick up the rupees in Sahasrara's hut. So we might see a particularly different strategy on the worm boss coming up in Desert Palace. You can use a couple of bombs to get some guaranteed hits with good timing. It's a little less difficult than trying to time and kill the boss with only arrows. But they may not choose not to do that as well, just to have extra bombs on hand in case something goes wrong at any point in the run.
We might see the bomb strat from Skarsnik, because Sunrise is kind of a new runner in this game, and these days you don't see anyone use bombs anymore, because everyone in the top runner or whatever, you pick up the 3 rupees and you don't have bombs or Lamolas. So if people beginning to play the game, they don't see the bomb strat, so they don't know that exists or how it's been done. And Skarsnik is kind of an old player. He
has been around for a while, yeah.
Has been around for a while, not old. The old jokes come out. So he still knows how to do the bomb. Because back in the days, we didn't know about the 3 rupees, so kind of everyone used bombs on Lamolas. So everyone will make their way to Desert Palace quite fine. Kenneth somehow opened the select menu. I don't know. Kenneth Easton was actually gold, and he saved 23 seconds in this, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, I'm wondering exactly how he was able to save a whole 20 seconds. He must have just had a really poor Armos in his PB, and it went as planned this time, or at least more along the lines of his plan this time. Always a good thing.
Yeah. So people using different strats on the first torch key in this room. There are several strats for it, and just take what you're consistent with and don't fail it, I'd say. And just take it. It's not it's not much of a difference most of the time, these strats. Ken is still a good margin ahead of Skarsnik right now. So the lower seeds coming out big for the first 15 minutes. So you can look at the rupee count. Like for example, Smoke Meth Daily has 30 rupees. He has plenty of rupees, so he'll be fine. Canis actually just has 11. So if you do the easy 3 rupee route later, you kind of want 14 rupees. Maybe he can pick up a drop in this Desert Palace, or he has to get another backup rupee kind of later. As well as Dear Sunrise, he has a 3 rupees low as well. So Smoke Meth Daily is our first runner who comes up to Lemolas. He has good amount of health. He only has 25 arrows. Didn't want to pick up the arrow pot right before Lemo, but let's see how his fight goes. Can change the lead. The fight goes good for one and bad for the other one.
Yeah,
So
the
that's-
Landmolus fight is one of the harder boss fights in the entire run. It's just very reactionary, and missing an arrow can really let the fight get out of hand.
Yeah, Meth is actually getting really low on arrows. He only got 3 arrows after the fight, which you don't really wanna. You want like at least, I don't know, 6, 7? Probably.
10, you really want 10 or more to
Yeah.
continue on.
Sure.
I mean, it can be managed, but you end up having to do slower strategies in Aghanim's Tower just to conserve your few remaining arrows.
Could be like Crystal 12 reset. Skarsnik actually on half a heart, having a lot of trouble in this Lamolus. Hopefully he doesn't die. 1 left. And he got it. Nice. So nobody dies. Canis is still on a pretty good pace. He's minus 26 seconds right now. And let's see how the fake flippers is going for everyone. Hopefully nobody softlocks.
In the event of a soft lock, even though normally No Major Glitches runs do not allow saving and quitting, since this is a race and a tournament at that, players are allowed to save and quit at that point to Link's house and have to come all the way back here from Link's house.
Oh no. Skarsnik is wants the swag points, trying to go for the cactus dash, but he lost 2 hearts to it, and well, probably like 3 seconds at least.
I would say the heart loss is a more major thing. They're heading to Death Mountain now, and that is just a big RNG fest. All of the sky cabbage falling down, and the dead rocks running around can just kill you so fast.
Sunrise had a little bit trouble with her swimming, and the Zora spawned right next to it, so it was kind of close, but he got through. Everyone got through, that's fine. Hey, Blonde Bunny. How are you doing? How's the new flat? So, let's see if someone of these 4 people has very bad Death Mountain RNG and just get destroyed. It can happen. Sometimes you really just can't do anything about it.
So you just saw or are going to see more of one of the first glitches that we're able to use in the speedrun. They've been using it a couple times already. It's called super speed, and the idea is if you charge up a spin attack and when you release it, the very next frame you press A, puts you in a glitched walking state. And so whenever you touch ladders or stairs like these that you can freely move up and down, it gives you dash speed while you're walking. And that is very important because dashing, of course, has a startup that's about a half a second long. And every time you change directions and maintain dash speed, you're saving that half of a second from not having to recharge another dash. You also might see some players inside Tower of Hera use another one of the allowed glitches, which is item dashing. In this case, it would be with the boomerang, and the idea is to start a dash and throw the boomerang at the same time so that you're able to make it across the room and inside the area that the blue walls block off. Looks like Smeth was opting for the bow there, which is 100% strategy, and it's actually slower than just not putting the blue walls up, mainly because of the extra menu. And you also don't really want to use your arrows at this point. He's already
Sunrice
very
does
low
it
on
as
them
well.
as it is.
Kanis does it as well with arrows, and Skarsnik goes for the bomb. So everyone actually losing time to this trick, but they just want a little bit like chill, drink a water, something, you know.
Right. If you are standing over one of these color walls, when they go up, you gain invulnerability frames indefinitely until you move off of them. So it is a nice little break. But every option they chose there is actually slower than not even going for it and just leaving the blue walls down in this room and hitting the crystal switch in the next room.
But people like that. Chill a bit out. It's an intense run. You don't really have any downtime.
It's important to have style, too. Some may call it swag.
So we're coming up for the bomb jump. Smoke Meth did it perfectly. Tried to go for the chest turn, but failed. So the bomb jump is not that hard that some people that are new to the speedrun community may think it looks like. You can place the bonk in a pretty wide area down, and you align yourself about 6 pixels away from the hole works. If you bonk into the wall at 6 pixels, if you don't bonk and try to go for raw without bonk, you only have 2 pixels window, which is definitely way harder because you can fall off pretty easily, and if you fall off you lose a lot of time. Sunrise has a little bit of trouble with the fire shooting guys, blocking his way off there. Skarsnik is pretty low on health right now. I don't know if he hit the switch. The switch of shame. He writes lol in it. No, Skarsnik died to a mini Moldorm, which can be around that place. That puts him way back. So if Canis does this Moldorm fight complete, like if he finishes Moldorm right now, can go in a big lead here. May or may not decide it. I don't know.
I think it's what, a minute and a half if you die here, depending on how much time you spend in the fight before you die or in the dungeon. Maybe it's more like a minute because he wasn't quite at the boss yet.
Yeah, could be like a minute, yeah. So Sunrise finishes up, Canis finishes up, and Skarsnik makes his way back.
Still a lot of game left, even in an early deficit like this can be made up in the Dark World. Don't count anybody out.
Yeah, true. These spoilers in the chat, Skarsnik, what are you doing? Come on.
I was doing it my whole race earlier.
No. Skarsnik fell off the railing while it gets bounced back from Moldorm. That's just bad luck. That's just really bad luck he had there.
Oh my goodness. Home run!
Yeah. poop, man. So he's fighting Mole Omen. Let's hope he gets it. So, as I talked about it earlier, the rupee route changes up, and Smoke Meth and Canis are grabbing their rupees now in the woods, which called the tree rupee route. When you pull a tree where something can drop out, rupees can drop out, you get blue rupees first. Then, like the counters get reset, and you can't get hit, and you have to kill 4 or more enemies. If you do that correctly and pull another tree, we see on Smoke Meth screen right now in the up left, you see you get red rupee drops, which adds up to 80, so like 90 draw, and the rest you get from random enemy drops to pay Kiki later in the Dark World. So now Sunrise and Ken is actually screen for screen in here. Both going for the low dash and going a little bit up to the mushroom. Sean, look at that later. That looks fun. Both did the same small mistake.
No.
And Skarsnik.
Do I want the mushroom? No, I don't want the mushroom. Yes, I want the mushroom. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna get it anyway.
And both did it. Yeah, that's it.
Right, there
Yeah.
is a backup if they happen to get damaged between pulling trees, where they can pull the second tree, get more blue rupees, and then pull one of the trees in the Hyrule Courtyard to finish off the money that they need. It is considerably slower than having it go correctly the first time, and I believe you would even lose time compared to getting Sahasrara's rupees.
Yeah, I guess the backup doing correctly and optimal is like 7 seconds, 6 to 7 seconds. It's not much, but it kind of evens out with it, Sahasrara. There are several strats for the backup rupees, and yeah, it's some seconds lost. Actually, do you know if Smoke Meth picked up the mushroom? Because he got the fairy drop actually in the second room. He unfortunately got hit while the dash. He tried to dash kill those enemies and had to slash them down. Which could be a problem later in Turtle Rock if he doesn't have the mushroom. Oh, but he does have the mushroom. So finally Skarsnik going into Aghanim's tower. Canis with a huge lead in here. The Sunrise not so far behind Smoke Meth right now. So the blue balls can decide a little bit more. Sunrise could, with a little bit luck, and Smoke Meth has a little bit bad luck, they could even out right now. Smoke Meth is starting off the fight with Aghanim. Yay, keep track of 4 different people's blue balls.
Impossible.
Smoke Meth actually has pretty good RNG here. He has no blue ball in the first cycle. So Sunrise would not like to hear that. So Aghanim is a pure RNG boss. According to his Craigism, he gets 0 blue balls. Oh god.
Wow.
Smoke Meth with a 0 blue ball in here.
Would that be the first of the tournament? I think we've had a 1 blue ball so far, but I don't think we've had any 0 blue ball Aghanim fights. He could very well be on PB pace.
He is actually, yeah. Oh, Skarsnik has a little bit trouble in the circle of pots room. He unfortunately missed the pot on the middle guard and boomed him right away, so he couldn't reach him with a sword slash. Lost him a good amount of time there.
And then the bat gets in the way of the pot too. That's so unfortunate.
So both Canis and Sunrise getting some blue balls. Canis, that is 3, I guess. Sunrise has more than 3. Skarsnik is going for the Aghanim's chamber spin speed.
You need to be very perfect to save any time with this.
Or even to tie with a dash. So we will probably lose time every time. So Canis got 3 blue balls. Sunrise still going. Yes, not the best luck of his life. Could be like 5 or 6, not sure. Or even more, I haven't counted. So just because of blue balls, the margin between Meth and Sunrise kinda got big. Sunrise just finished the Aga Tower and Meth is already in Palace of Darkness, so he has a good lead. 8 blue balls, oh god. You don't want to have 8 blue balls versus 0 blue balls when he is deleting 1.
Mathematically speaking, it's pretty rare to get more than 3, I believe. But I also think that 3 is more common than 2. It's kind of weird probabilities here in which the 50-50 works, and Aghanim's pattern in general, his attack pattern.
Yeah, 3 is the average, 3 is the most common. So Ken is actually on a huge PB pace here. He's minus a minute and 22 right now.
Dirty practicer, man.
Smoke Meth is like minus 17. See that correctly? Smoke Meth actually? Did he? He did something like... The runners don't do that usually. He switched to the bombs early. Most of the runners used the bomb as a buffer for the hammer jump. But he apparently didn't. He's trying to nail the hammer jump. He got it perfectly done. That was pretty good. Skarsnik thought he is a rupee low, but he actually isn't. Fortunately, he gets a rupee drop, or he would have searched for more rupees, but he actually didn't need them.
That is a classic brain fart mistake in this game. Sometimes you think you don't have something, or you need to go back for something, and it was never the case to begin with. I know I'm a big sufferer of that type of problem.
Yeah, I saw a couple of runners had that problem. Like, you always think you're in front of Palace of Darkness. Oh, I need 110, but I just have 100. But they forgot they paid 10 for Kiki already. And Canis is going for the unbuffered hammer jump. Failed it once. Failed it twice. He's probably not comfortable with buffers, I think.
I know I use a very strange and altered grip just to do it. So I used to be in the unbuffered unbuffered sword Q group myself.
Damn, he failed it 4 times. He has one more try right now. He might want to go for the backup downstairs. Oh no. He died there. That's not good, Ken. Damn it. Unbuffered hammer jump is super risky. If you don't nail the first position within seconds, within a second, kind of, you can't make it anymore because the floor behind you is corrupting or falling. I don't know. So actually, we see Kanis and Skarsnik in the same screen right now.
Just like that,
Skarsnik
is able to catch up.
And Skarsnik is probably doing the weirdest route ever. Oh, he got the ferry drop, unfortunately. He's doing the weirdest route everyone would see here. Kind of old school. He's probably going for the basement rupees and the top hammer jump. I guess we haven't seen it yet in the race, but he usually goes for the top hammer jump.
Right, this still saves all the time it takes to go through the dark maze room. So it is worth it to do. And he also gets to skip some rupees later. So we'll see him gain about 15 seconds just after Thieves Town over all of his competitors here. Specifically his main competitor, Canis.
Yeah. And why is he going for the top hammer jump? What's the difference from top hammer jump? If you come from the top in the room, the floor is breaking. You have way more time to set the bomb.
Yes, the other difference there, though, is that there's a weird mapping of particular pixels that will give you a wonky diagonal boost. Even though you have the right setup, you put the bomb on the right pixel vertically, and you put Link on the right pixel vertically, there's different horizontal positions of that on that same vertical axis that can cause you to just get a bad boost. So that's why I personally stopped going for top jump. I used to run into that problem a lot. Yeah, usually it's if you're way too far to the left or way too far to the right. If you're in the center, there's a lot of good positions.
So Sunrise fighting Helmasaur right now. Has full heart, so he should be comfortable with it. And Canis, it seems like Canis is ahead right now, but apparently they are kind of tied, just because of the reason that Skarsnik can skip a chest later with rupees, where he will gain about 15 seconds, I believe.
Yep. It is to the tune of roughly 15 seconds. Another thing to notice is there's about a 5-second difference in the video feeds between Canis and Skarsnik, so we can see Canis slightly more in the future. So the
Oh, I actually synced up every stream to the same amount. So
well, for our viewers here, at least it seems like Sunrise and Smeth are to the second the same.
Oh, Canis's stream is kind of ahead. Oh, I see. Okay.
Ooh.
I should actually refresh, I guess. Just refreshing real quick.
Skarsnik is scaring me. He took him down. Looks like everybody was able to get through Helmasaur. Not necessarily uneventfully, but they were able to live and not die, which is the main thing.
I saw Sunrise had a lot of trouble as well. Helmasaur got way down to the wall and shoot a fireball, but in the same moment he killed him. So that could have ended badly if he had one more hit in.
So you see Smith opened up the flute duck from the west side of the statue. The only reason he's doing that, it may seem a little slow as he didn't use the flute as soon as he could, but the animation of the duck will end and you will regain control of Link a little bit sooner because there's less screen for the duck to leave the screen on, and as soon as the duck leaves, you can move again. And that's why that's done. A neat little optimization. Seen a lot of players have trouble at the hammer peg bridge, but it looks like so far everyone's going pretty well. We'll see how Canis and Skarsnik handle it. But,
Canis got well through, and Skarsnik got bullied a little bit by a roper because he bonked to the side somehow. He was facing the wrong direction on the dash, which cost him 2 hearts, and he gets through fine. Canis is actually just plus 3 seconds on his PB right now, with all those hammer jump fails and the death.
he
That's
was really
unfortunate.
ahead,
That was a great run till that point.
So Smeth now in the next dungeon in the route, Thieves Town. It's actually the crystal number 4. So you were intended to do 2 other dungeons before this one, normally. But the reason we go here early is to get the Titan's Mitts, and they are the last or final lifting upgrade, and that's going to let you get the Tempered Sword as early as possible. And Tempered Sword is huge. It saves a lot of time, mainly in boss fights at the end of the game, but even throughout the run, it will instantly kill an enemy as opposed to just knock it out of the way. For most of the Dark World enemies.
Or even hit the Lionels on Death Mountain.
Right.
With the Master Sword on Death Mountain, the Lionels, you will get hit if you dash through them.
There's a
kind of a pain and low percent.
Yeah, there's a very wonderful highlight if you look at Christos Owen's channel, where he gets stuck on the bridge between 2 Lionels and does not have any weapon that can really do anything about it. It's pretty wonderful. He is also quite inebriated during this clip, so his reactions are great. If you have some downtime between these races today, I highly suggest checking that clip out.
So it seems like Skarsnik didn't know safeties at all. I thought he will go for bottle and net. He wasn't the guy who got powder. He was more like I take bottle and net. But in this run, he apparently does completely no safeties here to catch up some time. Let's hope he doesn't die.
And that actually put him back in front of Canis, right?
Yeah.
Also to note, we kind of missed it, but Smith got the God Pixel in the Hellway, so props to him. That's not only if you dash into the room, it's a frame perfect thing. It also requires luck, and the enemy's not getting in your way. So he got lucky and did well, and was rewarded for it.
Missed it, unfortunately, but maybe another runner will get it. So, Smeth is... now I call him Smeth as well. Is actually pretty far ahead of all 3 runners. He's going into blind now, and all the 3 other runners are quite close to each other. Sunrise doesn't have the God Pixel, but gets through. It's just taking 1 hit of damage, which is good. And we see the Blonde Bunny there on the Canis stream. Smoked Meth Daily is still ahead of his PB, so if he can't keep up with his PB, he will probably win the race. But There are a lot of bosses coming up. Cold Stare, Morphula, where stuff can go wrong.
Yeah, I would gather to say that for our next dungeon, Skull Woods, it's more the dungeon itself that's going to kill you. The mummies there can be hard to handle if things don't go your way right away. But if you're able to make it to Moth with a decent amount of hearts, it's probably the easiest part of the dungeon.
So now Smoke Math will do some overworld stuff. He will pick up some rupees, two rupee chests, and he will upgrade his sword, temper it, that he's set for the next fight.
Gets pretty unlucky. If you noticed, he got damaged by the bomb. When you do that minor glitch to throw the bomb inside the hut, it for whatever reason extends the bomb radius out front of the door too. And if you're standing too close, you can get hit with the bomb damage, even though the actual explosion is nowhere near you.
Yeah, it's extremely big, the window to get hit there. Sunrise is coming up at blind, and shortly after is Skarsnik due. Candace is pick up another ferry to get comfortable for the blind fight.
I guess worthy of note that the money that they pick up on the overworld after Thieves Town is going to be spent on the flippers, which is the only other major expense other than opening up Palace of Darkness in the route. Of course, later you can scrounge together 100 rupees to opt for the gold sword, but that is not the first safety most players will take.
Or Skarsnik. Why are you doing this to me? Skarsnik is pulling out the mirror blinds. Oh man. Don't look in the bottom left for about 2.5 minutes.
Right, so if you press the mirror while the animation is happening that the maiden turns into blind, it sort of interrupts the mirror, or interrupts that animation, and causes all of the pixels to be zoomed in a bit. And this will continue on the overworld until he enters Skull Woods.
This is one of the several glitches on blind. You can do the mirror, and you can actually do the press the select button while the cutscene triggers. So you get kind of a flash, weird lights, colors in the room, which is called the LSD blind. Now he's opting for the super speed, walking in a bush, because it's kind of hard to see what's going on in there. You can see quite a lot. The pattern can change up, depends on when you hit the mirror button, the Y button. So we saw Skarsnik didn't bomb the house because he had these rupees out of Palace of Darkness, and this is the time save we spoke about earlier. So Canis will pick up those rupees, and Skarsnik could skip them. In the meantime, Smoke Math is proceeding through Skullwoods, grabbing the fire rod with a bomb jump, which is the same bomb jump as in Hera that we saw. It's really easy with the bonk. It's a pretty big window. It's actually funny at the mirror blind. If you've never done it and just try it out, and you accidentally press a little bit too early the mirror, that's not good.
Yeah, it will still function normally if you press it before the animation of blind transforming begins. You'll just go right back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah, but blind
That's like,
doesn't
what,
spawn,
a 25-second loss, and you don't get to do the normal blind quick kill strategy.
Oh yeah, too late. Yeah. So Skarsnik and the Sunrise pretty close to each other. A little bit behind Canis. Smoke Math leading the charge. Charging up to Morphula. The Sunrise actually has some trouble with a ledge there. Bonking like twice or three times. And a pretty nice modular fight here from Smoke Meth. Very nice fight. And he will save more time here. He's still good margin ahead of his PB. Actually, I just saw Dear Sunrise gold at the Blind's Palace, the Thieves' Town. Got a nice little gold there. Unfortunately, the Sunrise, I said it's a big window, but he was, I guess, one pixel too low, so he failed the bomb jump. It's not that bad. You spawn right in the room again and can try again, so you don't lose that much time, as the Hera bomb jump would do.
Yeah, this is the least painful bomb jump to make a mistake on.
And this is a bomb jump you still save time when you fail it over the intended route. Like in Hero you wouldn't, but this bomb jump, the intended route saves like 15 seconds, and the bomb jump fail, I don't know, 6, 7. So it's still worth it to go for it again. All kind of low on hearts. Kanis on 1.5 hearts. The Sunrise just got bullied again from the Firebar on 3 hearts, and skarsnik going in modular fight with 4 hearts. So that could not go well for everybody. skarsnik get hits once, has 1 heart left. He's hit 2 more shots, but he dies, unfortunately. So that's actually puts Kanis back in the lead here. Not by much, but Kanis back in the lead. So we're having a back and forth here in the race. You wanna talk about the Mafia fight?
Sure. There's a couple of things going on right away. Most players will opt to do a dash attack and sandwich Mothula between the block, and it can, with good timing, get a double hit right away. Now for the rest of the fight, there's spikes all over the place, and they even move around. If you hit the Mothula into those spikes, most of the time it will overwrite the damage that you've caused with your sword or whatever way you've hit Moth, and rewrite the damage that the spikes cause to Moth, which happens to be 0. So casually, that may be why this fight takes a long time. But if you're aware of that and keep Moth away from the spikes by hitting him at the blocks or into the center of the room, the fight is actually really short and easy. Yet another place where having the Tempered Sword early will help a lot. It reduces the number of hits the sword takes to kill Moth from 8 to 4. With a double hit at the beginning, that's really only 3 times you have to attack Moth to actually kill him.
Fortunately, the stream from Smoke Meth closed. Gonna try to bring it back up for me.
So it seems like Sunrise had a gold thieves to go with his run.
Yeah. So Kanis is about half a minute ahead of skarsnik, I'd say. And yeah, let's see if skarsnik can pull back the lead to him.
Are you seeing issues with Smoke Meth Daily stream, or is that just the restream?
Can't get Smoke Meth stream get back on. It's closed for me. Can't get it back live. I don't know. He might have a picnic So let's hope he's coming back soon. Apparently, Stream is back and Trinic's dead. Whoa. So all the three runners are going to get Quake and the Flippers now. And the reason why we go for Quake in here and Flippers before Ice Palace, we don't need both items for Ice Palace, but we have a kind of fortunate warp point in the water here in the Light World, which we can use to go faster to Ice, just for a little bit faster routing. No streams found. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Smoke Meth stream took a break. And Skarsnik, unfortunately, missed the Brock throw in the water. If you try to go a little bit, like, if you try to go optimal and try to go too optimal, you can miss it and hit the side, hit the rocks in the water, which will not activate the cutscene.
You'll also see him opting to bonk off the wall there. The reason he did that is with warping back and forth from the Dark World, whether you're using the mirror or stepping into a blue warp tile in the Light World, doing that at a specific location horizontally actually causes the warp to be about a half a second faster. So it just so happens there that if you bonk off that wall, it puts you on the correct alignment to use the mirror and save the half of a second. Since you're waiting for the giant quake fish thing to come up out of the water anyway, you have a little bit of time to...
Wait a moment. What is Skarsnik doing? Why didn't he just do fake flippers and going for the Jesus dash?
I'm not sure where he's headed right now.
Did he actually give up yet? No, please no. Skarsnik, come on.
I don't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's...
I don't think this is very allowed, to be honest.
Is that a major glitch? Like, he used fake flippers, and that seems like a major glitch, yeah. Or I don't know. I can't judge him. I can't judge him. We need to like get some scientists in here. That's not allowed, and that's Tony.
Right. So fake flippers are allowed in the run, but they are not. You're not allowed to use them to walk on water, or walk on deep water, and thereby skip the flippers, or skip a use of the flippers.
So wait, we got the scientists in here. That's minor.
Right. The use of fake flippers is not a big deal. The fact that he went into a screen and started running around on water is what I'm concerned about. I don't know. That's up to the runners of the tournament to discuss, I guess.
Exactly. Maybe Screevo is good and we'll talk about it, and we will go on.
I would say to not worry about it, because he did lose a considerable amount of time doing it, so it's not like he was getting an unfair advantage over his opponents. But I wouldn't encourage other players to do the same.
Okay, according to Super Scooch, we'll take that as it's allowed.
Well, controversial if anything, but like I said, regardless if it wasn't allowed, even, he didn't save time or create an advantage for himself over anybody else. But that was very surprising.
Yeah, let us not worry about it right now. Like, in the meantime,
right, back to other people.
Codes there. I don't know how. I haven't looked at it. Sunrise is actually in Codes there right now. Let's see what he's doing, how he's doing, getting dodging the ice, hitting the spin, or having a little bit of trouble. He's down to 2 hearts right now. It's pretty close, but all the code seppers are close to be dead. The thing is, I don't know why Scar wasn't... Oh my god, that was super close from Sunrise side. No, he actually died. But does he have a fairy? He doesn't. Okay, that's the most crucial death in the whole entire run, in my opinion. And the most demotivating death, because you don't have any magic anymore after you do the boss fight, and you need to find a little bit of magic. One small magic pot is actually enough to proceed in the dungeon. But he does one more. Skarsnik is going for a fairy. He was kind of not comfortable with his health. And here, Canis is pulling far ahead right now. Still Sunrise farming for the big magic drop, and finally gets it. You actually just need one small magic pot for the first room, and you kill anyway about, I guess, 10 penguins, and the penguins have such a high percent that they drop a big magic. I don't know how the price pack looks right now exactly, but you mostly every time get a full magic of the penguins. Skarsnik has a great gold step fight actually. Let me rewatch it. Didn't see. Pretty perfect 6-slash, I'd say. Whoa, streams are kinda out of sync again. So up to part of the run, Ice Palace is pretty stressful dungeon. You have to do a lot of weird like tricks. You have to kill Coaster, which is a hard boss. You have to do the bomb jump in ice, which is always a little bit scary because you don't have enough bombs. You see right now at Sunrise stream, he's already struggling a bit, but he unfortunately doesn't get it. Second try, he ran out of bombs and dies, unfortunately. So Sunrise kinda in the loop right now. He's probably pretty much demotivated. So let's hope he can finish Ice Palace dungeon this try. Canis is actually just 1 second behind of his PB, so he has a pretty good chance to PB here. I guess you're discussing in the chat right now, right? So we're soon seen upcoming at the Ice Smoke Meth Daily at the top left. The Argus fight. He's probably not going for Zero Cycle. I guess no one will. This fight is super easy. You have a better sword that's the creators intended, that you have just the Master Sword, but you have it tempered already, which makes this fight super easy. The puffs, you hook them and you kill them with 1 slash. And then 2 spins to finish him off, and he's dead. But he's one of the hardest bosses to optimize because there's a special strat called Zero Cycle, which is proceeding a hook dash while having a sword out, and then some precise hooks to kill all the puffs in a very short amount of time. Are you still here?
I am sorry.
You're discussing in chat, I saw, right?
Yeah.
So Smoke Meth Daily unfortunately got a little bit behind PB, but he still can PB with it. He's just plus 10 seconds right now. So we got 2 runners with a pretty good run and 2 runners with kind of a horrible run. And let's cross our fingers for the Cold Step fight of Dear Sunrise. He needs it.
I'm trying to get myself back up to speed here. More use of the super speed glitch here.
Oh no, Sunrise has a really bad time at Cold Step. He missed, unfortunately, the first spin, the initial spin. So he has to dodge them, and it's just hope he gets it this time and doesn't die again.
Yeah, the
don't
falling
think
ice
it's
will do
very-
2 hearts of damage, and cold stare body contact will do 4 hearts. So, not even at full health, you can die rather quickly.
Yeah, but he finished enough, quite nicely in the end. Yeah, we don't pick up the dungeon item of ice in this run. This is the blue mail, which will reduce the damage by 50%. And this is just with a bomb jump we can skip a lot of this dungeon, and we can skip the big key as well. So we could get the blue mail, but you have to get the big key, and so it would take minutes to just get the blue mail, which is definitely not worth it. So Smoke Meth is a full swamp dungeon and a bit ahead right now. So this race is probably kind of decided.
You
10
still
minute
never know,
roundabout.
but it is a huge
Yeah.
separation at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Something as simple as dying in one of the last rooms before Aghanim 2 in Ganon's Tower could allow Sunrise to catch up by quite a bit, so never count anybody out.
True. So Kanis and Skarsnik, it's not they are not so far apart. Kanis finished the cutscene of Swamp, and Skarsnik trying to go for the zero cycle but misses the initial hook dash, so now he has to finish him off with normal hook and slashes. Whew. So at Kanis' stream we see again the use of super speed on Death Mountain. Death Mountain actually gets very much easier with super speed because you can dodge the boulders easier than just walking or dashing. Seems like Canis is on fire right now. He's still a little bit behind of PB, but he can make it. He can make it. He can make a PB, and at the same time he can win a race. versus a higher seed. I'm not sure if he had that yet. If a lower seed won over a higher seed?
I'm pretty sure
think
it has.
so.
We have not had any upsets yet, so this would be the first upset. If it goes, or if things don't change.
Actually, we had it once. Greenham and Real Hog, 32 and 33.
Oh, okay.
But that's actually not true because Real Hog at this time had a better PB as Greenham. He PB'd after the seeding lock.
Right, right.
So Canis is entering Mire pretty soon, and Smoke Meth is kind of far into Mire, going in the basement and then making his way up to Viti. He's on 7 hearts right now. He should be fine, but he probably will powder something more. Right before the boss, there's another anti-fairy, so you should be fine every time when you go to the boss. Mire is one of the dungeons. When you have safeties, it's actually not hard. And when you drop powder, it's getting extremely hard because you can't get hit in the whole dungeon. If you get hit by Wizrob or a slug and they hit you for 4 damage, you have a hard time on Viti. So
Smith.
Smoke Meth. Oh, you.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I explained the other stuff in the dungeon. Go.
Sure, yeah. Vitreous is definitely one of the scarier bosses in the run. It's one of the only ones that you purposely take damage to kill quickly. So the acid that the eyeballs are all sitting in do only 1 heart of damage. So the idea is to take that 1 heart of damage and use the invulnerability frames to let some spin attacks rip in the center of all of their hitboxes. And you can see he was able to clear a ton of the eyeballs right away. But the fight got a little bit out of hand, and he got a little bit shaky. So he's decided to get to the side of the room to avoid all this lightning and take out the eyes one by one. Worked out for him, though.
Yeah, one was pretty close once at one time on the side. He barely got hit from an eyeball, and that takes 4 damage, so he would have died there, but luckily he got it. So is anyone going for Gold Sword here, actually? I don't think so. They are all on Temple Road.
You'll probably see the magic powder getting a lot of use here in Misery Mire. It is probably the most useful place for powder. There's anti-fairies everywhere, and using a powder on an anti-fairy will produce a fairy. So even though this damage can rough you up pretty hard, there's lots and lots of places to refill, assuming you have the magic. The boss doesn't require any magic to kill, so you're sort of free to use as much magic as you want once you've lighted up these torches. Once you've lit up the torches, there we go. So yeah, once you have the big key, you can kind of go willy-nilly. You only need very small amounts of magic for the cane. Sunrice finishing up Argus.
Yeah, what Scrivo says. Shoutouts to Sunrise that he carrying on with this race. losing 6 minutes in ice and dying to cold stare, then running out of bombs at the bomb jump. You are so demotivated in a run. You do want to just quit and stop. But he continues, and hopefully he can finish this.
Yeah, it's certainly a very admirable act. I know I probably would have said forget everything and turned my game off, but
I figured.
I'm also a big old wimp and got way more handicaps than I normally would in an RTA, so to each their own, and it is very commendable to continue after so many things happen to go wrong for you.
Canis cleaning up the Vidi fight.
With what looks like a pretty good one here.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
Oh, I thought he actually got that final eye there too. I do realize that I'm a little bit delayed here with my commentary, but not able to finish it up. Meth taking it really, really safe in the roller room. Can't really blame him. Those rollers do 3 hearts a pop when you have the green mail, so he's also going to mirror out of there. That's an old strategy developed by ACMLM. It is 3 seconds slower, but clearly much safer, allowing you to easily bring high hearts into the bottom layers of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and I believe it's 3 seconds slower the damage boost strat, right? So if you're kind of new and can't do the damage boost strat right, and you use a couple times a hook shot to get through, it could even be faster. But I'm not 100% sure if that's the point. If that's true, but
Getting chomped, but this is another place that the powder will also help out. There's anti-fairies all over Turtle Rock, so
yeah.
Even though everything hurts really bad here, if you have some type of safety, especially the powder, it allows you to get back up to full health all over the place.
You have even 4 anti-fairies on the same place here. You can use powder once and just anti-fairy them. Smoke Meth unfortunately get bunny before and dies. Oh, that's not a good death. Ay ay ay. He went for the dash, but got bullied quite before he could start the dash. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, for whatever reason, those floating Stalfos heads also do 4 hearts of damage, and when he got bunnied, he thought, I'm assuming he was thinking, oh, well, I'll just take some damage to turn back to Link, and decided to use one of the enemies there that did 4 hearts, and then was slowly crept up upon again by the same enemy. So quite an unfortunate death there, but he's still race-wise quite far ahead, but that might have seriously damaged his chances at a personal best here.
I don't know what Skarsnik just did. I think he kind of gave up. Why he entered Desert Palace, I don't know. For whatever reason, I haven't seen it. And now he gets... No, he gets through. Okay. Barely got scribble blocked. But he's probably kind of mad about his run and just kind of gave up.
Keeping us guessing, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, he could still fight. There could go anything wrong for Canis. He could die once and Skarsnik is back in.
Yeah, he's really not all that far behind. He's heading to the same dungeon that his opponent is in, so any one death could level things out.
So Canis is kind of on low hearts. I don't know if he has a fairy drop coming up. We'll see soon. Gets bullied. He has only 3 hearts for charms. That could go wrong right now. And he has some bad RNG, or he could have gone for the ride, but it's hard to react to jump RNG, that's for sure. Oh, and the jump is blocking off the chest. He can't get through the chest. He just can't get there. Oh my god. Oh no! Oh
Wow.
wow! That was hilarious. Oh my
Aw,
god,
man.
chomps.
They just kept jumping in front of the chest like it wasn't an issue. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep, hanging out over here. I do 4 hearts of damage. You can't kill me. For some reason, Mario enemies are stronger than Ganon.
I have no clue why, but my streams keep desyncing or something. It's weird. Next time probably I just use multi-twitch again. So Smoke Meth catching a fairy, getting his way up to Trinex, the boss of the 7th crystal, the last crystal in the game. And let's see which strat he's going for, front door or back door. If you go behind Trinex and if you can do this strat, it's kind of more consistent. It's less RNG dependent. And front is kind of RNG dependent. The ice head can start shooting ice directly, and you could get some ice on the ground, which can give you a little bit of trouble then. But it does a clean fight.
Can be difficult to maneuver around the Trinix main head attacking you with ice on the floor. Did manage to avoid that though, and got a nice high spawn, or a nice high location for Trinix to go into the second phase of the fight. Sort of makes the last phase here much easier to manage. Not sure what happened there, but it looked like he only got a single spin instead of the double.
Yeah, or sword spin? Could that be? Double spin and sword beam, not sword spin. Sword beam.
Right.
Could be as well. I'm not sure if that's the case for Trinex. So the Sunrise right now at the Viti boss, little Viti, cleaning the ice up. There be 2 ice left, getting another lightning. Shooting an arrow, unfortunately in the wrong direction, so he got another lightning, but he's fine. That's all that matters. Canis kinda lost some time, I guess. Somewhere. Skarsnik is right behind him. It could still be very close, because Skarsnik is a little bit more skilled or experienced player, I'd say. So he could get some time back if he doesn't die. No. Oh no. That's actually very unfortunate for Skarsnik that he has just 1 heart left. Because you'd get hit in this maze, but he will opt for the hook shot, which gives you iframes. And even grab some safety hearts here.
There is a bit of a safety he can take too. In the room where there's a key in the eye lasers, there's actually an opening to the outside. And if you do go outside and come back in, if you happen to die to the boss, Trinix, you only respawn there instead of at the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah, he's actually going for it, I guess. Yeah, he's going for it. That's a really good idea at this point. If you would see how far Canis is, he may not be going for it, but Canis is going for the weird Trinex strategy. He's going from the left on him, and while he get bounced back, he's get bounced back in the spikes. So that's not the good strategy here.
Was certainly interesting. Ooh.
But he can finish him off. Nice. And Smoke Meth, in the meantime, is in Ganon's Tower, the final part of the game. one of the hardest part of the game for a segment. You have a lot of optimal like rooms where you can lose a lot of time in. It's a pretty hard segment to get
Yeah, that's the
good.
thing with A Link to the Past. Pretty much once you've gotten out of Swamp Palace, you have nothing but dungeons that get harder and harder and longer as they go. So, Ganon's Tower is one of those places where a lot of small things can add up quickly, and might be a chance for Skarsnik to catch up. Smith now making his way to the upper floors of Ganon's Tower. This is where the majority of the difficult rooms happen to be. Canis now in Ganon's Tower as well. Deciding to skip the first key. One's definitely more of a safety key. You get to skip another one at the very end of the dungeon. But he appears to be confident in his skill in order to get that last key. It is faster to do so. It seems like we've lost Timon here. So I will... Your fearless commentator will carry on alone. I apologize for my delay in advance as well, but my computer sadly isn't good enough to keep 4 individual streams open. So I am watching the same thing you are, and you are hearing me 15 seconds or so after that, but... looks like Meth here in the Gauntlet. This is the most grueling part of the game. It's 5 rooms in a row that you need to kill all the enemies in to progress to the next room. And there's BMOS everywhere, there's spikes, there's ice. So, seems to be doing a good job of it, though. Sunrice is now going to the lower floor of Turtle Rock, or one of the lower floors, with only 3 hearts. So a little bit scary here. Hopefully, he busts out the powder and is able to refill. He's very low on arrows as well, too, so he has to keep that in mind coming into Ganon's Tower. You do have to refight all of the Light World bosses in Ganon's Tower. You can see Canis right now going up against Armos. And, or maybe not right now, might have already been over, but that fight is optimal to use arrows, and you need 18 of them. So he's going to have to come up with 18 arrows, or 10 more arrows somehow. Sunrises, that is. Canis cleaning up Armos nicely. And he's going to opt to go for the red mail here. It's about a 30-second loss, but it does offer you quite a bit more protection than the green mail would. Meth having a bit of trouble here in the Mimics. These are the hardest rooms to optimize. They're not necessarily the hardest rooms to get through, but to do them quickly is probably the biggest feat you can accomplish in the game on a room-by-room basis. Oh, but taking a death to a spike. I believe that puts Canis in first place in the race. So the lowest seed player is now in first place. That is something, I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Matt's still opting to take damage there in the first room upstairs. Means he's going to have to do a good bit of Ganon's Tower on low health. We'll see if he decides to go for the Josh fairies later in the Ganon Ball Z room. Down to 3 hearts. Canis now in the gauntlet.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. Discord just closed and couldn't connect anymore. But luckily it works again. Have I missed anything special here? Or...
Well, other than the fact that Canis is now in the lead, and he is the lowest seed in out of all 4 racers at the moment, so...
Oh, damn.
Looks like
so
Meth
died,
suffered a death in not the Mimics rooms, but that spiked room where you have to open up the door by stepping on the switch just before Ganon Ball Z.
Oh. That's unfortunate there, right before the fairies.
Yep.
So
See how many cycles Canis gets here. He gets the 2 cycle. You can do it in 1, but even 2 is fine.
Meth, unfortunately, trying to do the ropes correctly, but misses the lower one and falls in the pit after that. But finishes up with 2 cycles nicely. So still, like, if Canis dies on Ganon, Skarsnik can take the lead again. It's still not over. It's an open race for those 2.
It is worth noting, though, that Canis is wearing the red mail, so it makes Ganon a much less scary fight in general.
That's true. But
Ganon
he's
does a lot of damage.
At one point, I'm cheering for Skarsnik because he's one of the guys I started with. At the other point, I'm always cheering for the lower seeds to win.
What a conundrum.
So
Canis,
like
I guess,
Sunrise.
opted to get an extra key? Or he chose to get the Helmasaur key instead of this next one. It's a somewhat dangerous strat to do. And you need to be pretty good at it to save time over other keys. But again, it's always best to choose what you're comfortable with.
Canis is just
over
a
what
moment
is
fight ahead
fastest.
now. Or he's actually not so much ahead because string delay. He's like 8 seconds ahead or something from Smoke Meth, or even less. So let's see how is Aghanim going. Dersunrice for a fourth runner, going up to the Ganon's Tower right now. He's having a really bad time in his run. He's plus 9 minutes. He's having a rough time, and I hope he still can finish it. So two Aghanim, 2 fights at the same time, which is pretty nice.
Ooh, a very good first cycle out of Canis. Really good spawns here.
Canis killed him. Wow, that's... Oh, he doesn't split for Ganon's Tower. I was like, it's just 3 minutes gold, but he... Ganon's Tower and Ganon is a 1 split for him.
Yep, almost got a 2 cycle Aghanim too, but got the blue ball.
So, it seems like Canis is about 20 seconds ahead of Meth. Rather 15, the delay. So let's hope Canis is pulling off a good Ganon here. Let's go, Team Canis.
Team Underdog.
Did he notice the pattern? Unfortunately, he didn't notice the pattern. You can actually stay above Ganon inside the cycle and do a double spin 3 times, which gives you a 1 cycle in the phase 2, but he is not aware of that. Is Smoke Meth aware of it? He's not either. Oh, those guys gotta watch the Jaden tutorial of Ganon real quick. I think he goes over it. Might not be.
I think most players are aware of the top right one, but I wouldn't even choose to go for the top left double spin or triple spins there. Too scary for me.
And you can slip off a little bit, but it's not that bad. Oh, Smoke Meth is down to 1 heart in this fight. Canis is quite comfortable. Or Skarsnik as well started the fight off, so we're getting intense 3 Ganon fights at the same time here. This has not happened before. Skarsnik finishes off this phase 2, so he should be fine. He can tank 2 hits from the fire bats, but he should be fine. So, but I think if Canis doesn't fall, he got this race in his bag. Oh my god. He needs just a couple more sprints.
So intense.
Gets a triple spin even. It's pretty nice of him. He got the triple one.
Yeah, getting 3 hits per torch cycle is always good.
Ganon. Going for the fire rod in the end. Trying to save some time, but it was a last spin and Canis won the race.
Assuming he doesn't fall off after.
He's in the cutscene, so he should be fine.
Oh, he did it. Okay.
Canis won the race versus Skarsnik and got first on the lowest seed. GG to Canis, a nice sweet 20 seconds gold split in the end. Unfortunately, he missed his PB by 25 seconds, but GG. Wow.
Yeah, a really solid showing outside of the hammer jump there. He didn't seem to do anything very wrong, which so far we've seen a lot of people have things go really not their way. I don't remember anything in particular that other than losing 2 minutes almost to hammer jump or whatever. Oh, Skarsnik!
3 seconds behind. Oh, what happened? Did
he was lighting the torch and Ganon spawned on top of him.
And he walks again and again. No. Oh, he's probably looking at the chat and see that it's over. And actually, if you see at the timer, Smoke Meth is just 3 seconds behind Canis finished. What a race. Wow, what a comeback from Canis there. Smoke Meth apparently still has to dot done in the race, but I guess it doesn't matter the SRL race. He's not in the channel. So I don't know if those guys are joining us here for a real quick post interview. Canis might. In the meantime, Sunrise making his way up to Ganon, to Aghanim. It's right now at Lammo. Skarsnik is quite low on magic. I don't know how many hits he has in Ganon, but if he can finish this Ganon with so less magic, he probably can if he hits the triple. He missed one of that. He missed another spin. It might be that he can't even finish the game right now and has to search for some magic.
This is not a very convenient place to go get magic either. He'll have to mirror back to the light world and probably flute to flute 3, and then go and find the tree to bonk so that has a full magic in it. It's a pretty dire loss.
So do we get Canis and there's Canis. Activate. Hi Canis.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Congratulations on not only a race win overall, the one with the lowest seat.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited about that.
We got double sound. Fiesel gotta fix that real quick, I guess.
All I gotta say is bomb jumps, man.
The one with the lowest seat. That was unfortunate.
Yeah,
dude, you went for the double sound. Fiesel gotta fix that.
I tried to do like a bufferless hammer jump without throwing the second bomb, and it's basically honestly because I don't know how to buffer. I need to figure that out, and I ended up dying because I went for it and failed too many times.
Yeah, for sure. I think the majority of us do use an alternate hand grip or controller grip to use menu buffers for that. So it's not really straightforward thing to learn. But other than that, you really didn't seem to have any trouble with most of the run, right?
I was pretty scared. Definitely the chomp room as well, and
yeah,
I think I played it kind of safe and consistent, and got a little lucky too.
Oh my god, Skarsnik! One second. His last split of magic in the landscape. He lit the torch, and Ganon died. So he could finish the game at least. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, congrats to Meth on second, and congrats to Scars on third. GG drifting.
It was definitely a super fun race to watch you. You're changing lead all the time. Skarsnik and you, Canis, and as
Yo, what's up, Timmy? Can you hear me?
Hi, Smoke Meth. Yes,
Hi.
we can hear. GG to the race. It was super close. 3 seconds, I guess. I guess you were 3 seconds behind Canis.
It was a really good race. I fucked up the
Really
last
fun watch.
bit.
I was gonna say you were on really good pace until
Hello.
the death there, the first one at least.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is what kind of really fucked me up. It is what it is.
Skarsnik, you tricky MFer. You had us all worried with your stunts, buddy. You're gonna get a slap on the wrist for that one.
That was not cool.
We were like, what is he doing? Where are you going right now? What is the he's running on water, and we don't know if this is an allowed glitch in the category itself.
With the mirror pixels, I was watching the whole race, and I saw that, and I thought like it was gonna permanently stay that way. It's like, how the heck is he gonna know where to go?
Yeah, luckily, the fade out is what corrects that. So going into
Yeah, it doesn't say that well.
Oh, shit.
The game is pretty. I get I'm sad because I don't get the other one with that really screws the display. This one is pretty. You can still play, but the other one, you have no idea where you are.
But Scar, you were a little bit behind after, like, I guess Ice or before Ice even. It looked like you kind of gave up a little bit or something.
No, I didn't give up. I don't give up.
This? Why did you do this fake flipper? You lost a bunch of time to
Because
that.
it's fun.
So, but you're trying to get the race going, get first place here. And now you're in the loser bracket. Oh, I just saw Sunrise unfortunately missing the torch glitch, so he has to finish again.
Really, I was like, I can still win if I don't fuck up the end game, but Turtle Rock was a disaster. So that I think that cost me the race, Turtle Rock. I was fine for Turtle Rock and Ganon too. I was I can catch up on this because new players are really bad at their own game. It's not to say they are bad, but it's really a hard place. And people forget to practice it a lot.
I have another question for you, Skarsnik. Do you forget what Desert Palace looked like, and you wanted to go just take a little quick look?
No, I was
or...
okay. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why I pressed up. I was spamming the flip dash for fun. I think I pressed up or something. I don't know.
Were you trying to just bonk to possibly save a frame?
No,
and
not even
accidentally
that.
pressed up, or
No, I don't know. I was watching. I was spamming the flip dash and watching something else. I just watched my stream. Why am I in string transition? Why am I entering desert fun? No.
He's trying to do desert again.
I'm a Turtlerock. I was like, oh, the solar room didn't go well. I hope the champ will not troll me. I was like, uh-oh. That didn't go well too. 1 heart. I was like, uh-oh, I need 1 heart for the platform. I remember the hookshot strat. After that, I was like, oh, try next. I didn't practice it. So, yeah, let's not risk it and die and do Turtlerock again.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Sunrise finishing off Ganon. And Sunrise actually is
Good for
second
Sunrise,
in
man.
the race because Skarsnik and Smoke Meth didn't done. So we see
I got kicked out.
Smoke Meth in the lower brackets
They don't let me do it.
versus
everybody's so bad at IRC. Canis didn't done when he was done. The other two didn't. We'll see if Sunrise here can figure out typing. You guys are great, man. This is very entertaining to watch and commentate.
But you gotta Smoke Meth, you gotta rejoin the channel and just done for that the race is finished, you know.
I get so many just on this run, that was crazy.
And GG to Sunrise for finishing this run up. Sunrise had such a bad time in Ice Palace. He died. He died on Cold Stare. Then he ran out of bombs at the bomb jump, so he had to do all over again. He lost about 6.5 minutes to Ice, and he still finished the run.
Yeah, congrats to him to finish the run, because when you fuck up Ice Palace too much. Yeah, when you fuck up Ice Palace too much, you're like, I don't want to continue this run. It's so fucking annoying.
Please, can you turn off those things on your screen?
Oh my god.
Okay, that's the last one.
So I guess we're having Sunrise as well for quick, but we have to make it real quick, I guess, because in about 6 minutes the next race should start. So, hi Sunrise, GG.
Hi.
Man. Shoutouts that you actually finished this race. Because you had such a rough time in Ice Palace. Oh man. I could figure your motivation wasn't that great after Ice Palace.
No, it was.
Unfortunately, man. It was. But hey, you got a gold Thief Sound though. But shoutouts to every runner here. It was a great race to watch. You all, to like Thief Sound or something, you all were so close.
Yeah, it was close. I was Jeff
was really insane.
Yeah, thank you. It was really fun. Congrats to all the racers.
Yeah, thanks for putting on a show for all of us. That was a great job done by everyone. And even if things didn't go your particular way, everybody stuck it out and finished the game. So, yeah, very cool.
So let's real quick take a look at the bracket which you guys are facing. So Smoke Meth, you are facing ACM or Xamt, so probably ACM, I'd say.
Yeah.
Say about that. he said he hasn't gotten a worse time than a 128 this year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'll just have to pray that he dies.
ACM doesn't die. So
No.
It's pretty unlikely, yes. ACM is pretty good at finishing a run.
So in the lower bracket we have Sunrise versus Xamt. Xamt is, I have no clue what his PB, but it should be like around 2 hours. So we'll have a good shot there in the lower bracket to get back. Who else do we got here? Now I can't find them in the bracket. What the fuck?
I'm trying to look.
There we go. It's already set in the times. Oh well, Canis versus Andy.
Oh,
So we saw Andy
Oh, I
last.
stopped my stream. Oh yeah, you switched to people I was worried for a second.
I think Fiesel should already watch the next, should put out the next races or something.
I'm getting them set up right now.
Nice. Canis versus Andy. That's gonna be a tough match.
Yeah, there's virtually no chance he'd have to die to cold stare like 3 times.
Everything can happen, man. Everything can happen.
But yeah, looking forward to it.
And Skarsnik is probably versus Bresticle, if I see right. Yeah. Bresticle, unfortunately, is our second forfeit of the tournament yesterday night. So you have another good shot probably at the lower bracket, Scar.
Oh yeah,
Unless
probably.
you do some weird glitches, and apparently they are not allowed.
It's not a fucking major glitch, this is pretty fun. It's fucking sad because Noiji doesn't show up in this glitch anymore. It's really fun looking. You're like, oh, I'm dashing on water, whatever. It makes no sense, but whatever.
So, I want to cut it kind of close because the next race, actually right now is a race, but it's not getting restreamed. It's M-Chan versus Xanadu. They should be like an hour in.
Oh yeah, it's maybe close.
And now another double race between Malibukan and Melzai, and Executor and Salatman. So we have some US part, some German, and some Swedish actually in here. One of the few Swedish players, Melzai. And the hover got Malibukan. So stay tuned for that race. Malibukan, you will see hovers all over the place. I assume you will see about 10 hovers at least.
Nice.
Yeah, he is
everywhere. In Meyer, in Turtle, everywhere.
Yeah,
So-
he may not have the fastest time or the most competitive time overall, but the guy is the premier hoverer in this game. He's done various different exploits using hovering, and he's the only player pretty much that uses it on a regular basis in a no major glitches
Yeah,
speed.
the Mario is one in Mario save time actually. It's pretty hard, but it's save time.
He went over the bridge. I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
to get a
how-
different key.
Yeah, but it's a real save time.
you
but I
don't
know-
even need to get the key.
Yeah, you skip a key, you just don't get a key, and you don't lose art.
Oh, right.
It's a nice strat. It's not a nice strat because you have to over. It's fucking crazy hard to get that every time, but it's a nice route.
Okay, but I'm gonna head out of the commentary for the next race, like 2 already, and I just want to chat a bit. And GG again to all the runners. It was a great race.
GG all.
Commentary. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure who
GG.
will join you for the next race, Sean. I think like Runner Watch and Emma. Is it right?
Possibly. I can take a look here.
Yeah, I think something like that.
I think they wrote about it in the chat, but they're not in the schedule.
Okay.
Thanks for having that great race, and I'm gonna turn out. So I'll be in chat for the next race for some
Yeah,
others.
good luck to the next racer. Hope we show you a good show.
Alright.
Peace.
That's a good job, Simon. So give us a minute here while we figure out who's going to be doing the talking. I hope not myself, but I would like to have some people join me. Well, I guess while we're waiting for things to start up here, I can talk a little bit more about the runners. We talked a little bit about Malibu Ken and his mastery of the hovering technique. But his opponent, Maltzy, I'm not too familiar. I think they are relatively new, but not all that new. You can see they're playing on emulator, which is a slight disadvantage already for this category. But I'm unaware of what type of safeties or handicaps, if any, that Maltzy will take. In the bottom left corner is Executor, and Executor is probably the youngest speedrunner of A Link to the Past. Addy used to have that title. He may have actually regained it upon his return, but I'm not sure. It's either Addy or Executor, as they're definitely the two youngest runners, and both have very, very competitive times. So that adolescent zeal has given them probably some type of execution advantage there. Their young, nimble hands. So, yeah, number 12 in the tournament, we should see probably a sub 130 run out of Executor, barring anything terrible happening. And finally, Salatman, who I only began playing just before the tournament here. So he's got a big, big wall to overcome here with Executor right in the first round.
So we meet again.
Hello, hello. Only a few hours later.
Yep. I watched our race back.
Oh, yeah?
It was pretty interesting because I think that we were both having very similar issues. And we were both pretty much like about 4 minutes behind our PB.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of trouble with RNG and all that.
I got surprisingly terrible RNG, especially in Swamp, was just all over the place. Going to Mire, getting the ice rod, I like dodged a bunch of crabs and stuff, and then when I was dashing towards the entrance of the ice rod cave, there was a landmine there, and so like I did all this stuff to keep like full health. I refilled on the mountain before while I was getting ether, and then still wasn't able to get to Mire with full health.
Yeah. But those fairies came in pretty good use for you, so came in handy.
Yeah, thank God I got a bottle. Or
Yeah.
You probably would have beat me.
I can't believe that I was ahead of you for a little bit there too in the beginning.
Yeah, I got. You probably saw now the red Igor completely bodied me right before, and that was it.
Yeah.
I guess there's a question in chat here. Why is emulator slower? How much slower is it than in this category? I can see that Maltzy is using SNES 9X, and it actually runs at a slower frame rate. There's really not too much difference. You can mitigate input lag with hardware, like how you connect the controller to your computer. But the main difference is you lose about 13 seconds over an hour and a half of the speed run, just from frame rate. Never mind getting into the nuances of using a keyboard as a controller opposed to a Super Nintendo controller.
I'm not sure if anybody else is joining us for commentary today.
Mm.
I wonder if Executor's going to show up. Is he in the race channel?
Good question. I actually haven't even noticed that he wasn't here yet.
Unless he's streaming to an alt account, I don't see him.
Right. Well, that would be quite a shame if he doesn't show up. But that would probably be welcome news to Salatman. So we're just trying to figure out where Executor is and the race channel and all this other good stuff.
Can't be there. You gotta stay here. No, move.
Seems they're having some IRC issues here. Again, apologies for any delays. Trying to get this going as quickly as possible. I'm also trying to get in contact with Executor.
If Ken can't join the race, but he can at least do race bot commands, he could just start with everyone else and hit .time when he finishes. He won't be officially in the race as far as SRL is concerned, but at least we'll know his official time.
Right, right. Well, I think he can't get into a race channel at all.
Oh, he can't even get in the channel. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's telling him that he's banned, but he's not banned from SRL. I know that for a fact. And he also is identifying, himself, and he has a registered account. He's also in the Speedruns Live channel, as far as I know. No, he's not in Speedruns Live. That's the main problem. I think we've got Ken figured out here.
Yep. Now for the more difficult problem of where is Executor?
Right, yeah, I did just tweet at him. Hopefully he'll respond to that at least. And say, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'll be there any second. But we haven't really thought about what to do if there is a no-show and how much time to give that person. Yeah, I say we should go ahead with it whenever the 3 competitors that are present are ready. And as soon as possible. We are getting pretty behind now. We don't have much downtime as far as the channel is concerned. Other than A Link to the Past, we have a lot of other races from other tournaments coming up. So
I think Runner Watcher's going to join us for commentary for these races.
Cool. Yeah, because I can't see in real time. I don't know if you will be able to, or you are, but I will be behind.
Okay.
Good choice of graphic. It is definitely going to be Salatman versus A Link to the Past. I highly support this choice. It looks like Executor isn't going to be showing up. We don't know if this is just, misscheduling or if something has happened, like power outage or something. That's why he can't get in contact with us. But as it stands, Salatman will be just receiving a bye, and Executor will be disqualified from the race. But like I said, if he shows up in some hours and says, hey, I didn't have power, or my mom grounded me, I don't think we're really going to penalize him too hardcore for that, and we could re-race. But that'll be up to the powers that be as far as the tournament goes. What a twist. Okay, the race seems to be beginning.